Yesterday was a tragedy averted when I heard the Spirit say, "Go downstairs." So I left my room and I came down here, down the stairs. And when I reached the bottom of the stairs, right about here, I heard a hissing noise, shh, like that. And so I walked this way, and I knew what that sound was from last year, from previous experience last year. And I heard shh, and it got louder as I approached this area here, because this is the organ room. See, and I heard shh, and so I came over this way, and I heard shh. I knew what it was. And see, here's my amplifier. This is my electronics room, and I could hear it on the other side of this cable here, of this desk. Let me cut on some light. And when I got to over here, I could see water. See, here's a window here. And my chair is wet. My chair was sitting over here by the desk, and there was water coming out of here, and a pipe. I knew that the pipe had ruptured again, and water was coming down the wall, and a little bit was spraying right in this area. Unlike last year the water was actually coming out of the wall and shooting across the room all the way to over there. Water was got on the motors last year, but that didn't happen this year because I had packed this wall, and so the water could only go so far, and it was going down the wall, going down on the floor, and so water had spread down in this direction, and water was down there and reached some of the boxes. We've moved the boxes that were affected, and we haven't found any water over on this side, but the water tended to move toward the wall here and stay along and run alongside the wall, and some reached the back wall, which we moved those boxes and cleaned it up, but this side is dry, and so it was not very much water, just a little bit of water here, because when I heard the Spirit say, "Go downstairs," I left immediately. Now, had I waited, then it would have been flooded in here. Would have been much more water. But I was able to get here in time and know what was happening, and then go outside and turn the water off. My wife had bought one of those turn-off poles. Looks like she's been down here this morning, and she cut on the faucet here to let this drip, and that's my wife. I'm sure she did that because I had this this plexiglass pushed all the way up like this, so she had to come down here and turn that on and let it drip. But because she doesn't want it to flood down here again, or this pipe to bust. but it's not gonna happen. I don't believe it's gonna happen again, because I packed this thing really well this time, and it's behind, of course, behind this plate, and even sprayed some foam behind there, which is hardened, and to warm up the hole. There's a hole in the wall right there, and then on the other side of it is the house, and there's a faucet. There's a spigot on the other side there, and that's what makes it so cold. And so what I had to do was pack this hole that's in here, and I wrapped the pipes with some of this stuff. I used the insulation, some home insulation in that wall, and I wrapped the pipes with this, and I sprayed the foam insulation in there as well. There's a heater vent right here. So that was the amazing thing to us, you have a heater vent right here, and this heat is coming straight down, and I have this little vent there, and still was not enough. There was not enough heat getting into that. So I had to do a better job this year of packing it. And this stuff that's all on my desk here is from the trauma of moving things, so things are out of place in the shop right now. I'll get it back together. I had some of this stuff on the pipes, and I asked about this at the store, and they told me that this stuff is good for 35 degrees, down to 35 degrees. But the temperature yesterday morning was 10 degrees here, so it was cold. So that 35 degrees had long been passed, and I got to move that. So far I don't perceive any significant damage in anything from the water. Last year, water was shooting out all over the place so much so, you see, I even got an electrical outlet here. None of that was damaged. Even this one was not damaged. Still gonna have electricity. Nothing went out. Last year, water was spewing out so much. See how the paper here is crinkled? This is from last year. Now, these are my notes, personal notes on transformer ratings, voltage ratings, and different types of woofers, and the watts on the different types of woofers, and shop rates and calculations, how to charge here in the shop, and all that stuff. And this part got wet last year, not this year. Some of the water went down in this hole right here. That's the sump pump. So I'm going to have to put some more home defense in that hole. This is just a bag of packing materials for when I have to ship things off, because that's what those boxes are back there. Those are packing boxes. But a lot of the water from yesterday went down right through this hole right here, and which that hole is not normally visible. And so that's why a lot of the water just went right in there, and that's good. And that means it went under the house, and I have a sub pump there, and I just plug it up and it sucked the water right on out. So that was a saver. That helped me great to a great extent. And but I usually keep that hole packed with some home defense, so spiders can't crawl up in there. Because oh yes, spiders under the house will try to crawl up into this room to stay warm. So I put this ortho home defense in that hole, and that keeps the granddaddy long legs or any other kind of spider from crawling into my shop space. Or if they do crawl up in there, they hit this home defense, and they die. So by the time they get up in here, I might see a dead one over here somewhere. But they don't get to crawl out all over my shop and go into my organ room. So it looks a little chaotic in my room right now because of the little emergency situation that we had yesterday. But I praise God that He spoke to me, and that I listened to His voice and was able to get down here in time to avert a disaster. I can come down here and straighten this desk out, put everything back to where it's supposed to be, and I'll do that sometime soon. So, alright, so that's enough for today, okay? So, goodbye.